Hello, everyone. Wanted to talk to you. I had a story that came across my desk here the other day. Thought it was kind of interesting. There was an individual that was a citizen of the United Kingdom who was attempting to procure high-powered microwave and systems that counter drone operations from manufacturers in the United States and send them out to ultimately out to Iran. And that obviously violates a number of export violations. But it kind of brought me to the idea of, we talk about violent criminal activity. We talk about the psychology of deviant behavior or whatever you. But deviant behavior also includes white collar crime. White collar crime is essentially all kinds of different frauds, different types of schemes like this would be considered a white collar crime, where it's a non-violent crime, but it includes public corruption, healthcare fraud, mortgage fraud, bank fraud, security fraud, money laundering, what have you. And essentially, in here, you're looking at exportation, weapons exportation violations. Just thought it was interesting because we were looking at, what are some of the issues and the psychology behind it, because these economic type crimes could be extremely expensive for the companies and the governments that are involved. And you do have a couple of psychological factors that are going to drive that type of crime. There is first and foremost a sense of entitlement. That could actually be a little associated more with narcissism. Narcissism, including the lack of empathy, and then also a little antisocial personality disorder, a high risk tolerance. There's been some studies related specifically to white collar crimes and the psychology of crimes. But what I'm seeing really there's really a dearth of materials. I pulled up and I was looking at one from 2022. It really looks like it's you know, very much a very neglected part of studying. But there are other characteristics such as a lack of social consciousness, agreeableness, disregard of social norms, um, three personality types: positive extrovert, desire for control, willingness to break the law, what have you. But as we move forward and you see these crimes, they're really kind of interesting, because it is essentially you have normally people that are very intelligent. They're high operators. They're usually going to be successful, but they start to cut ethical corners. And once they start cutting ethical corners and they start convincing themselves that what they're doing is acceptable because everybody's making money, and while everybody's making money, everybody's going to be happy, you then move into the criminal. And there's a fine line between unethical and when it becomes criminal. So I wanted to bring this to your attention, give it some thought. I know it isn't as headline grabbing as serial killers, for example, but there's a lot of it. If you pay attention to the news and you see a lot of these things, this gentleman only got 18 months in prison, but basically he's, an international weapons trafficker. So, but on that note, I appreciate you viewing and subscribe if you like, and we will see you next time.